I'm going to be making a Valentine's Day tray with a skull today. So we'll get to the skull later. So I'll just pop that to one side for a minute. And I want to go around the outside of this rim using these two different colour mica powders. I'm not sure where I got that one from, but that's that one. And then I've got the red in however you pronounce that. So I think what I want to do is I want to combine them. So I think I'm just going to pour some of this out onto a plate and mix up the two together, and then hopefully that will come out how I want it on the sides, a bit blended more. So while I do this, I'm just going to explain that this isn't going to be like a cutesy Valentine's Day project. This video is part of the My Bloody Valentine's Day collaboration that's been arranged by the lovely April over at Dragons in Dresses Craftstortion and the Crafty YouTubers United. So I'm just going to carry on going all the way around the outside in these two mixtures of colours, and hopefully I'm going to get the colour that I want. And I'm not overly worried about cleaning up the edges either. I'm happy for that to be a bit blotty. I won't get rid of that hair though. I've mixed up 400 ml of the Apex High Gloss resin, and I'm just going to separate that into another cup, half and half or thereabouts. Right, and then into this cup I'm just going to add some of this leftover mica powder, save wasting that. Pop that in there and then give that a stir in. Then to the other one, I'm going to leave the other one that's clear. I'm just going to add some red glitter. Oh, that's a lovely colour. And then into the clear I'm going to add a Hemway red glitter, and I'm also going to add a little bit of the crushed crystal as well, just for good measure. So I'm going to pop a bit of that in there, and then we're going to give that a good stir in. So I'm just going to go, I think I'm just going to go all the way around the outside first, and then save a bit for that in a minute. Give that another quick stir, and then I'm going to go around the inside with that. Don't think I'm going to have enough. I think I'm going to have to mix up some more. And then I'm just going to put the rest of that in the middle. And then finish off the last little bit I've got of that around the outside. That good scrape out. Right, so I'm just going to go and mix up a little bit more and top that up, and then we can finish that bit off. Right, I've mixed up another 200 ml of the Apex High Gloss resin. So I'm just going to, and I've just left this clear. So I'm just going to dump that in the middle, and hopefully that's enough to fill it up. So That's that okay. I think I need to level off my table. I live on a houseboat, and every time the tide changes I have to change all my levels. So let's just level that out. Right, and then I'm just going to take a long neck niter and then pop those bubbles that may be showing their ugly little heads at the top there. Right, so we'll leave that, actually I think I'll give it a little spritz with 99% alcohol as well. So just going to give it a little spritz with that, and we'll leave that to cure and do its thing. So while that's curing, we can move on to the skull. So for the skull, I'm going to be using Aquacast casting powder today, or compound, by Elicam. And the reason I want to use the Aquacast today as opposed to the Ecopore is because Aquacast naturally comes out like a more off-white colour, more of a creamy colour, whereas the Ecopore comes out a lovely white colour. So I've got 250 grams of powder and I've got 75 grams of water. So I'm just going to get that mixed in together, and then the skull will come out more of a creamy looking colour, which is what I'm after. And then I'm going to add in some of the pigment from Homeware Designs, and this one's cinnamon. So I just want a sort of rough marbling on this. I might add just a little bit more in, I think. Just another little drop. And then mix that in. Right, so I'm just going to pour this in and then give that a little bit of a shake and a squeeze. I'm not actually too worried about them coming out perfect because I actually don't want them perfect. So I'm not going to be too fussy about making sure I bash the living daylights out of it. So I've not made up enough. So I'll just make up a little bit more off camera, top that up, and then we'll be back for demould. Right, this is all cured up now. So let's pop this little fella out of here. Oh, I might have to do this, get him out of camera. Ooh. Let's just see if I can. No, I think I'll have to. Can I get my hands over there? Ooh. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Right. Don't forget to put your moulds back in the right way. Don't leave them too long in the wrong way. Right, so let's have a look. There's our little skull done. So I'm just going to give the bottom a little sand. Get that nice and smooth. I like to use these sanding blocks because then you can get it so it stays nice and flat. Right, so that would do for that. And in true Blue Peter style, here's one I made earlier. So we've got two now, but they're looking a bit too neat. This one is especially, like this one was okay. He got a bit of bubbles in his nose, but I want them to be a bit rough and ready anyway. So I've got this little tool that's got 3 speeds on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some cracks into our into our skull. So it looks like he's been in the wars a bit. So I'm just going to do that all over. And some down here. Just that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, but I don't know whether to do that on a fast forward or whether to just do that off camera, because it's a bit loud, isn't it? So I really want to rough them up a bit. So I'll do that off camera. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going around it just to rough it up a bit, just so they've got a few cracks and crevices going on, just so they look a bit more aged. So I'll do that on both and then I'll be back. So that's our two little skulls down now. This one's been right in the wars, that one has. Well, they both have, haven't they? I did give his nose a bit of a bash, and that one. So right, let's do the next thing. I want to I've got some Nick Pro acrylic paint in the deep brown, so I'm just going to pop a bit of that into a dish and then water that down a bit, and then just give that a mix in. And then I just want to go over some of these cracks and crevices with some of the brown, just so it highlights them a bit more. And then wipe that off with a damp cloth. Just to age them up a bit. I think they could do with some dark eyes, so I'm just going to squish a bit in there. And then wipe that over. So that's showing the cracks a bit more. Going to put a bit around his or hers, I'm not sure which one's which. Give that a whoops, give that a spray, rub that in. It's looking a bit more oldie woldy, a bit more on the back, I think. Rub that in. Oopsie daisies, I've done it again. Right, that's looking better. So that's that one done. Right, so I'm just going to do the same thing with the other one. I think I'll give it a little spray with water first, and then try not to knock anything over this time. Get in those eyes. Oops, get a little bit in his nostrils there. Get in all those little cracks. Give that another. And this is that's just water in there. It's not 90% alcohol or anything. Just going to rub that in. Give that a good rub. And a little bit around his toothy pegs. A bit more in his eye socket, I think. That can just stay dark, and his little nostrils. Right, that's that one. That's that one done. There. Right, shall I just put a bit more of the dark in this one's nose, I think. Darken that up a bit. And in there. And in there. Right, I've got a bubble in there. I had a bubble of paint. Right, so that's our two skulls done. So now I want to make a little hat for one of them. So we've got a man and a woman. So I want to make a little top hat. So let's right, so let's say he's the man. So I'm going to use one of these little medicine cuppy things and some black air dry foam clay, and I'm just going to pop some of this out. Ooh. Right, so I've got hair there already. Right, let's push them out of the way for a minute. So I'm just going to squish that so it's flat. And then I'm going to pop that over the medicine cup. And that will give me a rough sort of top hat shape. Doesn't have to be, well, not that my air dry claying is that brilliant anyway, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Not for this anyway. So I'm just going to squish that around. Pop that bit under there. So that's going to be the beginning of his hat. And then I just need to make a circle. I might use all of that actually. Just roll that into a ball. And then I'm going to squish that down into a circle. Nothing too fancy. See if that would be, it's probably a bit square, isn't it, for a top hat? What do you think? It should be a bit more upright, do you think? Maybe I shouldn't have used the medicine bottle. Let's have a look. It's not exactly a top hat, is it? This stuff does stick to itself, like really. Right, let's start that again. Let's do something again. Right, let's squish that into a circle. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle. The right sort of size. Right, let's do away with that. And then let's just make a, should we just make a sort of, right, it needs to be bigger. Let's get some more of this. Get a big chunk of that. Get that all mixed in first. Right, all that, squish that into a ball. And then just roll that into like a cylinder. And then squish that down. Right, is that looking a bit better for her top hat? His top hat rather. Does that look a bit better? I've got dog hair on there. Let's get that off. Mind you, it's not dog hair, I don't think. I think that's a bit of my fluff. Right, and then I'm just going to tidy up the edges a bit. And again, I don't want it too perfect. There are a couple of old skeletons, so you know, skeletons, these hats probably as old as the skeleton, so that will probably do, I think. Right, so how's that looking? Right, that would do for him. Oh, can't get it off now. God, it is sticky, this stuff, isn't it? Right. Do I need to just put, let's just put a bit of a dent in that bottom bit there. What can I use for doing that? Or should I just squish it on his head? That's that. How's that looking? Is that looking sort of top hatty? That'll be right, won't it? Right, so I'm just going to go and get some white, and then we can give it a little bit of a trim. I don't know what I've done with my white. That's gone. I don't know what I've done with that. So I'm going to use a bit of this pinky ready colour, and then maybe if we take a bit of the black. Does this stuff blend? It should do, shouldn't it? Make that a bit darker. Right. That's okay like that, I think. So I'm just going to roll that out. And when this stuff really sticks to itself, so it needs to be a bit longer. So I'm going to make it, oh dear, off you get. See what I mean? You've only got like one hit at this. So I think I'm going to squish it down a bit. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that, can you? Right, let's move it over a bit. I'm just going to squish that down with my finger. And then chop off that end. Chop off that end. And we're going to lift. Oh, it's stuck to me blooming board now. Right, come on, up you come. Right, let's start at the back. I'm just going to start it off there, and then give him a bit of a. Oops! Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's break that off and start with attach this end. So let's start from there and then go round with that. And then I'm just going to cut that off there. Off you come. And then just shape this out a bit more. It's not quite a top hat, but it's a hat. It's a hat. There. Let's just bring those sides out a bit more. Yeah, right. How's that? That would do, won't it? That'll do as a hat. Not the best hat in the world, but it's a hat. Right, so that's him done. Right, and now for our little lady over here. So let's pop him to one side. Pop that to one side. And I've got some lace that I had on. I had it on like it was on a headband that I must have done for dressing up one time for Halloween, and I've just cut off some of the band, which just left me with that bit. So that's going to be her veil. So I just need to get my heat gun, not heat gun, hot glue gun, and then we'll get that attached onto there. Right, my hot glue gun's warmed up, so I'm just going to pop some of this hot glue onto there, and then get that stuck onto our little lady over here. Where should we put it? About there. So then that's her veil, and she's going to need something on the top of her veil, isn't she? So we're going to put a flower on the top there. So I'm just going to put some of the hot glue on the back of that flower, and then stick that to her oh god, what do you call it? Veil. Totally forgot what it was called for a minute there. Right, how's that looking? So that's our bride and our groom with his funny little hat there. Right, so I think we best go and see how our tray's doing now. See if that's cured. Right, let's see how this is looking. Let's pop this tray out. Oh. That's that out. Pop the mould back in the right way. Pop that to one side. So there's our, oh, my paper's rolling up. Get down. Right, so there's our tray. So let's see how our little skull's going to look on there. So we've got one there and one there. And then I've got this skull couple that say "Till death us do part." So I'm going to set that in there. I'm going to put a layer of resin in here. So I don't want this to float up because it's only like a cardboardy thing. So I'm going to put a bit of tack it over and over just to hold it down in place. So pop some of that onto there. Let's just squish it around with my finger, I think. Get that covered on there. And then we just need for this to go clear and tacky. And then we can pop this down onto the tray. Squeeze a bit more out there. And then Right, okay, so we're just going to let that go off tacky for a bit, and then I'll be back to stick that down. Right, so while that's going tacky, I've got these other stickers, so let's decide which ones of these we want to put down. Got some handprints, footprints, I've got some blood splatters there, blood splatters on that one and that one. It's your turn now. Right, okay, so let's just pick out some of these blood splats and then put I don't know if I've squished that one, have I? These are window stickers. I thought they were stickers, but they're not. I think they're window stickers. So I don't know if you have to sort of wet it first. Are they even going to show up? I suppose they sort of do, don't they? Maybe I need to just wet the back of them a bit and then put them down. Let's get a cloth. Wipe that over. Do they show up enough? I suppose they do, don't they? They do, I think. Let's put some more on. Let's put this one on. Give that a little spritz with water. And put that one on. And then I'll have to let these dry out fully before I put a top layer of resin on. So let's put another, come on, off you come. Where's the end? There it is. Let's put another one. Let's just see if they stick without. No, they don't really, do they? Put a bit of water on there. And squish that on. Let's put one of these big splats in the middle there. A little bit of water. Put that there. Squish that down. Right. That would do, I think, won't it? Yes. Right, so let's just plop these back down for a minute. So they're all right there. And then I'm going to put that one down there. I'm just going to stick that down. Right, so I'm just going to let these ones dry off overnight. Make sure there's no moisture left in them. And then we'll put a top coat of resin over the top of this. So I'll see you all again in a little while. I've given this a top coat of resin just to seal all those stickers in, and I did get like a little bubble come up there. I babysat this for ages because lots of bubbles come up through this bit, but I missed that little one there, but I can always give it a top coat another time. So now I'm just going to use some gilding wax, pop a bit on my finger, and then I'm just going to rub some of that just round the outside, just roughly, just to age that up a bit, and then I'll put some red gooey bloody blood stuff on the skulls. So I'm just gonna finish this off around the edges. Oops, get that off there, don't want it in the middle. There we go. And then just one last little bit around there. And around the edges there. So that's our tray finished, and you can see through it, which is nice. So we'll pop that to one side for a minute. And now for the skulls. So I've got some oh, what do you call this stuff? Oh, I can't remember what you call it. Non-stick bacon sheet. I don't know, I can't remember. I think that's what it's called. So I think I want the skulls to actually be able to come off. So I've got hot glue gun, and I've got this lovely red in there. So I'm just going to see if I can tilt you down a bit. There we go. I'm just going to pop some of this into their eyes and let that drip down, and then just let that settle on the parchment paper, is it? Whatever that paper's called. And we'll do the same. She can have a bloody nose, I think. Let's give her a bit of a bloody nose. And let that drip down there. Quite glue gun squeaky. Right, let's get another stick. Oh no, I don't need another stick yet. Where else should we put some? I think he needs a bit more, doesn't he? Let's put some more around. So he's sitting in a puddle of blood. Right, now I need another stick. Put that in there. And I think he's been in the wars a bit more than her, so I think he can have some out of his nose as well. Right, that's that. Does she need a bit more? Let's just pop a bit more of a pool of blood there. I don't know why my gun's so squeaky. That's horrendous, isn't it? Sorry about that. Right. Let's put some stringy bits on as well while it's all stringy. Put a few stringy bits on him. Looks like a bloody cobweb now, doesn't it? Not bloody as in swearing bloody, it looks like a cobweb that's made out of blood. Right, how's that looking? Let's bring you in. It's looking a bit more, what's the word? Horrible. Let's give her a few more stringy bits. Right, so I think we'll just let that, set, and then we can get those on the tray. Right, this is all dried up now, so we can pop that off the paper and get this lovely looking couple onto the tray where they're gonna live. So let's pop those on there. Come on, over you come. Right, so that's our little till death do us part. Thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and if you're not subscribed to my channel and you'd like to do so, then go ahead, that is free. And also thank you ever so much for watching my video. Please do the normal like, comment, subscribe stuff, and don't forget to check out the playlist that I've put in the description box. Then you can have a good old binge watch at all these lovely videos in this collaboration. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now. My bloody